Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today. I am Kim North, a vacation advisor here at Cruise Holidays, and with us today we have a very special guest. Scott with Holland America is here to tell you about all things Holland America related. Personally speaking, I would say one of my very favorite trips I've ever taken actually was with Holland America to Alaska. So we're super excited to have him here today. If you have any questions, make sure you type them in the chat box. And if they aren't answered live, your vacation advisor will actually get back to you with those questions. So with that, Scott, take it away. It's all yours.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, excited to be here and speak with all of you. And I'm actually right here in the Cruise Holidays office. So it's great to be here live and with all the counselors here. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Holland America, what makes us different, and specifically going to focus on Alaska. I was fortunate to be able to just do an Alaska cruise with Holland America, got back about 2 weeks ago. So I want to share some of my experiences, what you can expect from cruising with us and Alaska before finishing up with some promotions. And with that, we will get on started with the presentation. I do have a couple of videos, but because it's an online presentation, there might be some technical issues and I will skip past those. Don't worry though, I will fill you in on all the good stuff. So Holland America line difference. What is Holland America all about? Is it the cruise line for you? Well, ask yourself, are you an explorer, a foodie, or a music lover? If the answer is yes to any of those, well then Holland America would probably be a great cruise line for you. We're also known for our renowned service, beautiful timeless ship design with our medium-sized ships that I'll explain further as we go on. But really, we appeal to explorers, foodies, and music lovers. So let's talk about one of my favorite parts first, which is the food. If you've ever been on a Holland America cruise before, if you know anybody who's been on a Holland America cruise before, they will tell you how fantastic the food is on our cruise line. And I can say that in large part because of our fantastic celebrity council that designs all of our meals. So you see all these chefs in front of you, they've been on all the big shows, Iron Chef, Chopped, they have Michelin star restaurants, James Beard Awards. They're really the best of the best, and they choose our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you can always know that you're going to have fantastic cuisine on our cruises. It doesn't stop there though. We also have fantastic drinks. So James Suckling is a very famous wine enthusiast, and he chooses all of our wines on board. Dale DeGroff is known as the king of cocktails, and he designs our cocktails and mixed drinks. We also have a lot of fantastic culinary experiences. So in the bottom right, you see Blend. That's a newer experience on some of our newer ships. Those barrels on the right-hand side have a variety of different wines in there. You get to mix those and create your own wine blend. Try it right there at the table, or you can even bottle it up and bring it home for your friends and family. So a lot of great experiences, and you can always expect the best food and wine with us. You know, where I think Holland America really sets themselves apart these days is really in our entertainment though, specifically in our live music. About 5 years ago, we introduced something called the Music Walk. And so the Music Walk, we really designed it as if you were walking down Beale Street and you wanted to pop in and out of different live music venues, experience different styles of live music. That's what we wanted to incorporate on our ships. So when I was just on the New Amsterdam a couple weeks ago, this was on deck 2, and I would walk past the Lincoln Center stage, hear beautiful classical music, go through a bar or two, and then arrive at the B.B. King's Blues Club, where it's such high energy, so much fun, usually a standing room only show. Continue on, and there's Billboard on board, which is the dueling pianos. So it's really an amazing experience and fantastic live music. And these are not just quote unquote cruise ship musicians. At Lincoln Center stage, many of these people actually graduated from Juilliard. For B.B. King's Blues Club, we get these people directly from the B.B. King's clubs around the world. So they're really fantastic and the best of the best musicians. Same thing goes for Billboard on board. And the Rolling Stone Rock Room is a new music venue we have on our new ship, the Rotterdam, which is classic music through the decades. Now I should mention, this is not our only nightly entertainment. This is in addition to our main stage show each night, which we call the World Stage. So it might be a fantastic performance by the Step One Dance Company, could be a comedian, could be BBC Earth in concert. This is a partnership we have with BBC Earth, like National Geographic, where we'll show films of the area that you're visiting. So let's say Alaska, and you'll see beautiful awe-inspiring films of the wildlife and the nature in that area, all accompanied to a live symphony orchestra at the same time. So very inspiring, moving type of experience that is very, very popular with our guests. For explorers, what this means for us is all about immersion into that destination. So for one thing, we have much smaller ships than those larger ships out there. The big mega ships these days hold about 5,000, maybe 6,000 passengers. Our ships hold between 1,400 to 2,600 passengers. So that perfect medium-sized ship that allows us to get into more unique ports that those larger ships can't go into. And it doesn't stop there. We also have Exploration Central on our ship. So this is going to be up in the crow's nest, beautiful cafe style area, gorgeous windows looking out right over the front of the boat so that you can have a beautiful view while you're sipping on a coffee and talking to our destination experts. So these people are fantastic for giving you recommendations on the perfect excursions for you, letting you know about the must-sees and hidden gems at each port as well, to really help you maximize your experience at the ports. We also have phenomenal renowned service. This is really a staple of Holland America. It's truly amazing. Another thing that you really just need to experience to understand how fantastic the service is. When I was just on this cruise ship a couple of weeks ago, I would see these people maybe a couple times going in and out of my room, and they would all know me by name. They'd say, "Hey, Scott. Hi, Mr. Scott. How are you doing?" You know, the person I ordered an omelet from 2 days ago remembered me, remembered my order. The service is just second to none. You can always experience fantastic staff and service on board Holland America. And then we can talk a little bit about our perfectly sized ships. So you see that beautiful, classic, elegant design right there in front of you. Gorgeous wraparound teakwood decks that allow for nature viewing on all sides of the ship. And in fact, we even opened the bow of the ship, the front of the ship you see there on the screen, to really allow for the best views in Glacier Bay National Park in Alaska. That's quite unique in the industry to open the bow like that. So gorgeous ships allow for the best viewing of nature on all sides. We have a higher staff to guest ratio, bigger cabins for you, and just refreshingly uncrowded. You know, we're talking about 1,500, 2,000 people versus 5,000, 6,000 people on a cruise ship. If you can imagine how that looks when people are crowding the railings in Alaska to see the glacier, get the perfect picture, or to see the whale on the side of the ship, it's a major difference. And that refreshingly uncrowded style on our ships is one of the reasons why we're a premium cruise line. Lastly, we also go to all 7 continents, over 470 ports throughout the world. And if you're an accomplished traveler and you like cruising, I would definitely recommend you give Holland America a look. Because we have smaller ships, we can go to more ports and create more unique itineraries that take you to some destinations that perhaps you haven't been to before. Well, with that, we'll get on into the presentations and talk about the destination I really wanted to highlight today, which is Alaska. So while we do go to all 7 continents, these 470 different ports, what Holland America is known for above the rest is Alaska. That is our #1 product. We're the most awarded cruise company out there for our Alaska programs, and we have the most experience. We've been taking people there for 75 years, which is longer than any other cruise company out there. You certainly don't need to take my word for it. Here's some of the many awards that we have won for our Alaska programs. So what I want to start out with here today is taking you through one of our cruise itineraries. This is the one that I just got back from. It's called the Alaskan Explorer. So this is a beautiful round trip cruise from Seattle, 7-day cruise, where we start in Seattle, go on up to Juneau, Glacier Bay National Park, which is really a highlight of the cruise. Then we hit Icy Strait Point, Sitka, and Ketchikan before coming back through the Inside Passage back to Seattle. We also have fantastic land and sea programs. So at the once I get done taking you through the Alaskan Explorer itinerary, I'll explain about our land part as well. So I want to start with Seattle. You know, a lot of people when they're looking at a cruise itinerary, they think about the different port stops. Well, your vacation really starts at the first place you travel to. And for our Alaska cruises, we pretty much always leave from Seattle or Vancouver. So for this cruise, I left from Seattle and I just absolutely loved it. It's known as the Emerald City, of course, the largest city in the state of Washington. One of the best parts about it is the Pike Place Market. You see that public market sign in the upper left, and they're known for their big fish market where they're throwing fish all around, really fun, high energy place. They have live music. A lot of people will come to play live music on the street there. Fantastic vendors where you can get great food or bakeries and pastries. I just absolutely loved the market. Really exceeded my expectations. I'd always heard it was a great place, but truly loved the market. Can't wait to go back to Seattle, honestly. So, and then it's also the birthplace of Starbucks. So you see in the upper right, there was the very first store of Starbucks. Beautiful nature and coastline. Oh my gosh, Seattle was just stunning. As you're driving in from the airport, just gorgeous trees all around you. You see that beautiful coastline there. A lot of fun stuff to do right in the bay. And it's actually one of the largest live music destinations throughout the entire United States. So lots of great live music and nightlife as well. And by the way, most of these pictures that you're going to see for the cruise portion, I just took when I was doing the trip myself. So these are the type of pictures that you're going to get when you travel as well. One part that people have a lot of questions about these days, naturally, is the embarkation process and the COVID protocols. So I want to take a moment to explain what that's like for Holland America, and I experienced it myself just a couple weeks ago. I will tell you it was very smooth, very flawless, got through in about 15 minutes, but here's what you need to know when you do get on the ship and our policies, or excuse me, the COVID protocols. For Holland America, all of our guests do need to be fully vaccinated. That allowed us to get back on the seas as quickly as possible and give you the most normalized cruising experience possible as well during COVID. All you need to do is bring your vaccination documentation, and what it means to be fully vaccinated for our cruise means you have to get your final shot at least 14 days before you get on the ship. We did have to add a couple additional policies with the rise in Delta cases. And so these next couple things are just through the end of the year as of right now. And so you do need to get a negative COVID test. So it's a PCR or antigen test taken within 2 days before your embarkation. Now that's a little bit close to the sailing date there, 2 days right before. So what I would recommend is going to Quest Diagnostics. Holland America has a partnership with Quest where they will guarantee your results within 48 hours. And also, we are just recommending masks indoors right now. Is really not a big deal for anybody on board the cruise ship. When I was there, I literally did not hear a single complaint about it. It's just kind of the world we live in these days. And so basically, you put on your mask as you're walking to your destination. But then once you're seated, you can take your mask off. And once you're outdoors, you can take your mask off as well. But those last two policies are just through the end of the year as of right now. Take that test and the mask indoors. All right, so now let's move on to the cruise ports and destinations. Let's talk about Juneau. Juneau is probably, outside of Glacier Bay, Juneau is my favorite stop. So it is the capital of Alaska, about 30,000 people there. Not real big cities in Alaska. And I think that's the way they like it. I think they like to keep their communities small and really keep the nature around them pristine. Some of the things you can do there, do the Gold Belt Tramway. That's in the upper left there. It's a great little trolley car, takes you up to the top of the mountain, and you get amazing views. In the bottom right, that's a picture I took while I was hiking the little trail there. The views up there are truly stunning. Some fantastic culinary experiences. I think people forget about that sometimes with Alaska. You're right on the ocean there, so you get amazing seafood and crab type of culinary experiences on our cruise and at these cruise stops. One of the most famous places, certainly the most famous in Juneau, is Tracy's King Crab Shack. Definitely recommend you check that out. I had some crab cakes there that were absolutely fantastic. And then my favorite thing I did there was going to Mendenhall Glacier. We offer excursions there, or you can take a little bus on over there. And it's absolutely stunning. You see that 13-mile long glacier in the bottom left, that's Mendenhall. You can actually get quite close to it as well. Where the lake starts, you can go all the way up to the where the lake begins, right there at the edge of the shore. Get very close to this glacier. stunning lake all the way to the left, and then on the right-hand side, there's a beautiful waterfall as well. It's one of the most gorgeous places I've ever seen. You can do kayaking, whale watching, or hiking in that area. The next is a highlight for just about everybody, and it certainly was for me as well. We're going to talk about Glacier Bay National Park. And if you're going to Alaska, this is something you have to see. We are one of the few cruise lines that can actually take you into Glacier Bay National Park. Because of our long history with Alaska, not only are we one of the few that can, we get far more permits to allow you into Glacier Bay National Park as well, which gives you more sailing dates, more options to see Glacier Bay that can fit your schedule. Amazing wildlife and glacier viewing. It is known as one of the most premier glacier viewing destinations in the entire world, perhaps only second to Antarctica. On board, we also have National Park Rangers and Hoona tribe members that will let you know all about the destination around you, and you can ask whatever questions you want about the glacier, the wildlife, and the national park. Here are some of the pictures that I took. On the left-hand side, you see the largest glacier within Glacier Bay National Park. That's called Marjorie Glacier, and it is just truly stunning, absolutely beautiful. About 5 or 6 times, I was fortunate to be able to see a calving of the glacier, so a big chunk of ice comes off there, and that's, you know, a pretty unique experience. That's something in time, a moment in time, a moment in nature that only the people on board the cruise experience. When a chunk of ice does come off the glacier, it actually sounds like the rolling of the thunder. I had heard that before. I couldn't believe it when it actually happened to me. I had my back turned to the glacier at the moment, and all of a sudden I heard something that sounded like thunder. And next thing I knew, I turned around and a big chunk of ice was coming off the glacier. So pretty unique, special moment in time, an absolutely stunning, beautiful destination to see. In the bottom right, that is a picture I took at Icy Strait Point. That's a new stop for us. So all day we cruised Glacier Bay National Park, and then that evening we stopped for a few hours in Icy Strait Point. It's a kind of a quieter, remote type of area, but is absolutely beautiful. You see the gorgeous coastline, and was able to experience a fantastic sunset there as well. Next stop is Sitka, and this is a big wildlife area, big wildlife capital of Alaska. If you like to fish, this is what it's mostly known for in Alaska. A fantastic destination. If you're interested in seeing some wildlife, you might want to check out the Alaska Raptor Center. That is the rehabilitation center for birds of prey and the bald eagles. That's how close you can get up to them in the upper left. Sure, I took a beautiful eagle. And also the Fortress of the Bear to see the bears. Some great nature and wildlife opportunities. So I hiked a little bit through that Sitka National Park, and one of the bridges I went over, you see, I don't know if you can tell in that picture in the upper right, look to the right of my head there, thousands of salmon, crystal clear water, and thousands of salmon were right beneath me. That's the type of thing you can only see in Alaska. Also a lot of great art experiences in Sitka if you want to try glass blowing or go to some art galleries, a lot of fun stuff to do there as well. So now let's talk about Ketchikan. This is really the Native American hub of Alaska. So you can go to the Saxman Native Village and do a tour of that, specifically at the Saxman Totem Park. It's one of the largest collections of totem poles in the entire United States. It's also the last chance here to do kind of the thrill-seeking type of activity. So maybe you want to do zip lining, sport fishing, go check out some bear viewing, wilderness activities as well. Great thing to do is the lumberjack show. I've been to lumberjack shows before. They're so much fun. Really love those. And especially if it's a little bit of a chilly day, they'll bring you blankets and you can get some hot chocolate while you're watching the fun show. And lastly, you'll definitely want to explore Creek Street. So this is a pretty interesting historic part of the area. It used to be the old red light district in Ketchikan, but these days it's all been turned into great shops and restaurants that you can go in. In the bottom left, if you look at that, below the sign and below the boardwalk, you see people looking down. Well, there's a creek that runs beneath that boardwalk, and there's actually about 5 or 6 seals playing right there. Absolutely amazing, so fun to watch, adorable little seals, and again, something that you're only going to see in Alaska. skip the video there. And so now at that point, we then returned back to Seattle. But instead, I do want to let you know about the land portions of our Alaska trips. So we have actually 10 different itineraries that include Denali, and then we have 6 additional itineraries that include the Yukon. So we have some great options for land and sea for you as well. So in this case, we would disembark onto Whittier and then take a train up to Denali. There are 3 different options if you want to go see Denali. You can do a single Denali, which means 1 night there, double, which means 2 nights in Denali, or of course a triple Denali, which is 3 nights there. I would probably not recommend a 1 night in Denali because you basically just be traveling there, have an overnight, say you've been there, and move on. Our most popular are certainly the double Denali and the triple Denali. So taking 2 or 3 days in Denali is what we'd recommend. With the double Denali, you'll be able to see the Tundra Wilderness Tour, which is a guided tour of the Denali National Park. And with the 3 days in Denali, you'd also have a 3rd day to just relax, experience Denali on your own, or do an excursion. So today I'll take you through what a triple Denali would look like 3 days there. So we've now disembarked into Whittier, and we'll take the beautiful McKinley Explorer luxury train to Denali. Here are some of the gorgeous views that you can see on that train journey up to the national park. Fantastic 360-degree dome cars all around you that really allow for the best nature viewing opportunities. It will be narrated so that they'll explain the history of the area and point out wildlife as you go past it as well. Another great feature of this is that the luggage transportation is totally seamless. So we'll take your luggage from the ship onto the McKinley Explorer and then directly to your hotel. You'll never have to deal with it or have to see it when you're transported up to Denali. Where we will be staying is our award-winning McKinley Chalet Resort. It's the best property in Denali. You see this gorgeous rustic style resort. It's surrounded by 60 acres of wilderness and right by the national park. The great part about it is the Denali Square. So this is actually a very popular place, not only for our resort residents to go see, but a lot of other people from surrounding hotels and resorts will come to experience Denali Square because it's such a fun area. So you see the fantastic bonfire pits. I love bonfires. That's a huge highlight for me. We're also have a lot of live music there, great restaurants and shops to really spend some time and hang out at the resort. So that's day 1, which would be the travel and have a little bit of time there in Denali. The next day, the fun really starts and we go into Denali National Park. Big differentiator for us is that we do the Tundra Wilderness Tour. That takes you 62 miles into the national park to really allow you to see some fantastic wildlife and an opportunity to see Denali Mountain, which is the largest mountain in all of North America. Now, nobody's ever guaranteed to see the mountain because of the weather and the clouds could conceal it. But a lot of other cruise companies will do the natural history tour. And that only goes about 26 miles into the national park versus our 62 miles into the national park. So you get to see far more wildlife with us and have an opportunity to see the mountain as well. On that 62-mile journey, you can have a chance of seeing the Big 5 of Alaska. So looking at the beautiful moose there, caribou, Dall sheep, wolves, and of course, the grizzly bears. While you may or may not see all of those on your Tundra Wilderness Tour, I can promise you that you will see some of them. If you're into beautiful nature and wildlife, no better place than Alaska. When you get back to your resort then, definitely have some time to relax, maybe enjoy some of the live music. And because this is a triple Denali, hey Mark, how you doing?
We're here, I'm here.
Yeah, Mark, all right.
Tell us about triple Denali.
Yeah, we're on the triple Denali.
I love triple Denali. Go ahead.
So then, because we're doing the triple Denali, we have an extra day just to relax in Denali. So you can just relax, enjoy the resort, enjoy the town, or you can do an excursion. One of the favorites is the whitewater rafting. Then that evening, enjoy the bonfires. We sell really fun little s'more kits right there that enjoy with your friends and family before wrapping up our cruise tour. The last stop will be back to Anchorage. We'll do a little travel to Anchorage. A lot of fun stuff to do. It's the largest city in Alaska, about 300,000 people. So if you want to go to some great museums, do some final shopping before you go, you'll have a dinner, and then we would head home from there. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of both the cruise portion and the tour portion of Alaska. And just to kind of recap why Holland is so well known for our Alaska programs. We are the most awarded company for our Alaska cruises, most awarded cruise company for Alaska land and sea journeys, and we have the most experience. We've been doing it 75 years, more than any other cruise company out there. We have far more itineraries with Glacier Bay National Park, which is by far the highlight of an Alaska cruise. Those perfect uncrowded ships to give you the best experience, to see the nature all around you. We talked a little bit about that premier Denali experience, a luxury train ride, the Tundra Wilderness Tour, and our beautiful resort. And finally, something we didn't get to touch on too much, we are the only cruise company out there that offers tours also to the Yukon. So if you want to experience the land of that area, you'll definitely want to see Denali and maybe explore even into the Yukon, which is where all the gold rush history is. Absolutely stunning tours. I can't wait to get there myself someday. Next, I did just want to touch on a couple other very popular products for us, especially now that we're going into a little bit of a colder season in the fall and winter. Very popular destination for us is the Caribbean, in large part because of our award-winning island called Half Moon Cay. It's one of the top private islands 20 years running, and you can see in the upper right how beautiful it is. I've been there myself, Mark's been there. We can all tell you how amazing it is. White sand beaches, crystal clear blue waters, and a lot of great fun activities to do there. But one of the best parts about it, also refreshingly uncrowded. We talked about our uncrowded ships. That goes for our private island as well. We only have one ship docked there at a time, so that you can really experience the pristine island paradise that is Half Moon Cay. There's a lot of other private islands out there that cruise companies have, you know, loaded with people and water slides, and that's perfectly fine if you want that. But if you want more of an island paradise type of a destination in the Caribbean, no better place than Half Moon Cay with Holland America. Lastly, another great destination is Europe. So you think about Holland America, that is where our roots lie, all the way back to 1873. That's where our company was started. We have amazing experience, history, and relationships in Europe so that we can give you the best programs and cruises throughout. So something we have coming up here is our Greek Isle cruises. We released 3 of these, and so I'll give you one example. All 3 of these Greek Isle cruises start in Athens, going up to Kotor, Montenegro for this one. Absolutely beautiful destination, medieval type of city, onto Corfu, the Emerald Isle, and then hitting Santorini and Mykonos, 2 of my favorite places in the entire world. The pictures for Santorini and Mykonos pretty much speak for themselves, but there you see how beautiful that island is with the blue domed houses. Mykonos is known as the whitewashed jewel of the Greek Isles, just stunning places to see. Would definitely recommend for this fall. One thing I really wanted to point out about our European cruises, we have so many unique destinations and itineraries. If they start and end at the same port, like Athens, you can combine them into a back-to-back cruise, and we call that a collector's voyage. The thing about a collector's voyage, not only are you getting a more longer and relaxed style cruising experience, you also get 10% off the overall fare. So you get a great experience, maximize your time while already paying for the air to go to Europe, and then you get 10% off the overall fare. So it's great savings. We have some other destinations coming up here in Europe as well, looking at Italy, Spain, Portugal, Croatia, Turkey, just to name a few. So if you're interested in Europe, definitely give counselors here a call and they'll help you find the perfect destination for you. Lastly, just wanted to mention our promotions going on, how we can save you money. So we asked our travelers, what do you want to see from Holland America? And what they said was they wanted a more all-inclusive style experience. Our answer to that is called Have It All. So for actually more than 50% off, we are now including shore excursions, drink package, specialty dining, and Wi-Fi. Before, if you want to book each and every one of those, it costs about $100 per person per day. Now with Have It All, it costs around $40 per person per day. That's less than just the drink package alone, but you're getting all these great amenities with it as well. To give you specifics on what that looks like, if you have a 6 to 9 day cruise, you're going to get a $100 credit for shore excursions. So if you get one excursion for $80, you still have $20 left over to put towards your second excursion. The signature beverage package, that's 15 drinks per day, specialty dining, and Wi-Fi. The longer your duration of your cruise, the more the perks as well. 10 to 20 day cruise, you'll get 2 shore excursions and 2 specialty dinings. Or a 21 day or longer cruise, you'll get 3 excursions and 3 specialty dinings. So the amenities really add up. Lastly, I have a bit of a shorter term promotion for you throughout the end of the month here. If you want to do a round trip cruise like the one I just did, round trip Seattle throughout Alaska, we offer those from Seattle and round trip Vancouver. And for our cruises next year, we are offering $99 deposit and $50 onboard credit for the first 2 guests in each cabin. And that's a valid offer through the end of the month. And you can combine that with the Have It All inclusive offer as well. But with that, I will wrap up and want to thank you so much for your time. I hope you learned a little bit about Holland America and some of our destinations. I'm now going to turn it over to Mark.
Thank you, Scott. And I'll tell you, a lot of what you said, I was recording a radio show, so I hope you all will listen to it this coming Saturday, and every Saturday on 710 KCMO from 10 to 11, we talk about what's new, what's going on, all the policies. You know, Scott just told you how many policies there are that are changing. It seems like on a daily basis, what Holland America's policies are. But that's real important. Anyway, I would have to say this. Let's go back. When I came in here, you were talking about Denali Park, and Scott, you're 100% right. Almost all of our staff have been to Alaska. Almost all of our staff have been on Holland America line. And Holland America, your tagline, "We are Alaska." I like it because you really are Alaska. And I wanted to tell everybody just my personal opinions. And not just my personal opinions, but what we've heard from our clients that we've sent up there for so many years. The 2-night and 3-night Denali package is absolutely the best decision you can make. 1 night will leave you wishing you would have had more time and spent more time and money to spend 2 or 3 nights there. The next subject is the Yukon that you talked about. Holland America is the only line that does the Yukon. You know that. We in the Midwest have so many people, farmers, for example, that they don't want big cities, especially when they go to Alaska. They want the last great frontier. That area is known as the last great frontier. Yep. And there is no better last great frontier than the Yukon. And people didn't get to go to the Yukon last year. They didn't get to go to Alaska last year. Just trust me on this. The demand for Alaska, because it's so close, because it's such a beautiful destination, because it's a short season, will be huge, gigantic in 2022 and 2023. You know, you have to understand there's hundreds of thousands of people with these future vacation credits, future cruise credits, that Alaska will be their destination of choice. I think we're going to see more mom and dads and grandma and grandpas do multi-family reunions or get-togethers next year more than ever before. And I advise you to take advantage of these specials now, because you're going to see, first of all, prices go up and up and up, and availability go down and down and down, especially the accommodations that you want. Another thing I want you to hear, trends are telling us people are wanting the bigger suites. They're wanting, connecting rooms. They're wanting the space. And so those are going first. The better cabins are going first. The bigger cabins are going first. Make your decision as soon as you can. If maybe right now you give, my gosh, instead of giving a material thing for Christmas this year or a birthday or an anniversary, give that special person or your family the gift of travel, the gift of vacations, the gift of memories. I think everybody would tell you, you've heard me say it, our slogan here and our mission here at Cruise Holidays Kansas City for 32 years has been, we help you create memories that last a lifetime. I think we all need some more memories. And those memories best come when you're traveling, vacationing to places you want to go, and when you vacation with your family. I have a little saying that I laugh about, but it's so true. Spend your kids' inheritance with your kids. And if you don't want to spend them with your kids, spend it anyway. You deserve it. Scott, you talked about the collectors series, the back-to-backs that you're doing. Never before have we here seen more people doing those back-to-back longer cruises, longer vacations. Never have we seen. People are wanting to get back vacationing, and those will go fast, won't they, those collectors series?
Yeah, absolutely. You've seen it as a huge trend throughout the industry, and certainly for Holland America, people are wanting the longer journeys, and they are opting for the suites and balconies. They're ready to get back to travel.
They are, and I mean, the trends are telling us that. It's up to you when you are ready. But one thing I want you to know about why we are important to you is many, many reasons. Number one, all these policy changes, we keep up on these, and they are changing weekly, it seems like. Number two, we can counsel you or give you advice from firsthand experience. You know, I am leaving Saturday to go to Spain and France on a river cruise. We have 4 of our staff that will be going on cruises and ocean and river here in the near future. In the next few weeks, as a matter of fact, we have several of our staff that have been on these ocean cruise ships. We've got several of our staff that have been at all-inclusive resorts. So we can tell you what's happening from firsthand experience. And personally, I think that's one of the most important pieces of advice we can give you. We've changed the name of our travel agents right now to vacation advisors for that very reason. A, we specialize in vacations. B, we advise people. The advice we can offer you now is more important than ever before. I'm going to ask you, Scott, and Ahmet, what you think, because I think there's never been a more important time. It's almost so risky for you to do a vacation on your own, even booking directly with one of the cruise lines. When you call them direct, that cruise line may or may not be the right fit for you, the best fit for you, okay? Especially to the destination you're going. Another thing you talked about earlier, Half Moon Cay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, with this cold winter right ahead of us, that paradise in the Bahamas, you just put it on your list of things to do, to go to a warm weather destination like with Holland America Line and experience those private islands. They are absolutely paradise. And you know, you've got the opportunities to be as active as you want or to chill however you want. The other thing I wanted to talk about, Greek islands that you mentioned it, going out of Athens. If you're looking to get away right now, can I tell you something? That Greek islands, Kotar, Montenegro, 7-day cruise, and they've got some longer ones, would be the best deal you could probably find anywhere at any time to that part of the world. A, they are very much welcoming American tourists over there. B, Athens, maybe one of the more historical cities anywhere in the world. But then you get into Santorini and Mykonos, just like Scott said, and he showed you that beautiful picture of those whitewashed and blue dome top places there in Santorini. I agree with Scott. It's one of my favorite places anywhere in the world. But I've been to Kotar, Montenegro, and you know what? On that whole trip, your expectations will be far exceeded by Kotar, Montenegro than any other place you go. So that is a fabulous, fabulous itinerary at some incredible prices. You're not going to find pricing like this. And over and above the pricing Holland America has on this Greek Islands, Kotar, Montenegro cruise, is that your airfares are going to be so much lower now than ever before. And the ships won't be filled. Listen, I would be shocked if they'd be 50% filled. Yet they have the same number of staff that would be there if the ship was 100% filled. So take advantage of this opportunity. People like all those people going with me on this river cruise. Our river cruise ship is a little more than 50% full. It's about 60% full. We have almost all of the people on the ship will be us. We'll have the best service we've ever had, and the staff are so happy to have you back because you are creating jobs for them. I actually went out and got a bunch extra tip money because these poor people, and forgive me, I don't mean it like that, but you know, they don't have the stimulus money that we've been able to get in the United States, a lot of these servers. So I'm going to be very, very generous. And when you go on a vacation, I urge you to be generous too. These people work so hard for your satisfaction, and I'm going to show them my appreciation. And last but not least, like I said, to sum it all up, best time is right now. Take advantage of this have it all promotion. Take advantage of that now, no matter when it is that you're wanting to travel to. Call us here at Cruise Holidays as soon as you can, 816-505-1500. We'll help you. We'll advise you as to what the best match for you is. And Scott knows this. We're independent here. We love Holland America, but if Holland America is not right for you, we'll put you on a line, or we'll recommend you to go on a line that we think is a better match for you. Maybe you're thinking of a different line, but if we think Holland America is the best match for you, the best fit for where you're going and what you're looking for, we will recommend that. Okay, I think that's right. The decision is yours, but we will help you with matching you up with what's right for you. Then I guess last but not least, really last but not least this time, there are all these Book with Confidence programs that all of the major vendors like Holland America have. Book with Confidence, okay? There's risk-free plans for you. We can help you with cancel for any reason insurance, that if you're nervous or you think this is a risk, that's a good option for you to have, but there's no reason why not to plan on it now. The ships are safer than they've ever been. The ships are less full, if that's the right way to say it, than they've ever been. The service will be better than it's ever been. And the tours, the same way when you get on land, the tours, the people that do the tours are going to be so happy to see you again. So with that said, you know what? You deserve a great vacation, and we want to help you. Over 30% of our business from the first of the year till now have been new people that have never done business with us because they understand our value. They understand the risk they have in planning an international vacation. Let us help you. You'll be glad you did. And we will not only not cost you more, in many cases, we'll be able to give you a whole lot more with added values, just like what Scott has shared with you. Scott, thanks so much for being such a long-term partner, man. For 32 years, we've partnered together, and we've sent, oh my gosh, probably tens of thousands of people all over the world.
Yeah,
all
absolutely,
over the world.
absolutely.
So thank you very, very much, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time.
Adios. Listen to my radio show when I get back. I'll tell you all what it's like coming back from Europe, okay? Bye-bye.